Ever since I laid eyes on the ridges during one of my first trips to Ohio University, I have been obsessed with the Kirkbride Asylum. The architecture, the batwing design, the natural light, the flowing air, and the idea of moral treatment, everything about them was beautiful. And over the years, I have explored and photographed the ridges, preserving it through photos and videos. I have explored other Kirkbrides, such as Tala, the Buffalo State Hospital. I have seen Bryce Hall. I have been to the Kirkbride in Dayton, Ohio. And I am not alone in my obsession. Groups such as Preservation Works have also traveled to many Kirkbride asylums, documenting them through photography, tours, and historical lectures. But no matter how much we document now, there will always be those that will be gone before we had the chance to document them. The Columbus State Hospital is one such case. Demolished in the 1990s, before I was born, and before groups like Preservation Works had even begun. The Columbus State Hospital was not as well documented as other Kirkbrides, and much of it was lost to history. Or at least it seemed like it was. Because as long as people who are connected to the place exist, the history of such a place will always exist. And knowing this, I decided to go on a search for the Columbus State Hospital. The original Ohio Lunatic Asylum began construction in April of 1837 and was completed in November of 1839. In November of 1868, that first asylum was completely destroyed by a fire, which also tragically took the life of patients, such as Caroline Connor. Now, with the original asylum burned down, a new asylum was ordered to be built in the Kirkbride style. Governor of Ohio at the time and future President Rutherford B. Hayes presided over the laying of the cornerstone for the new asylum. Once completed 7 years later, it is said that the Kirkbride was the largest building under one roof in the United States until the completion of the Pentagon. The asylum faced many of the issues that other asylums face, such as being underfunded and overcrowded. The asylum eventually would close in the 1980s and was added to the National Register of Historical Places in an effort to save the building. Unfortunately, the state considered the building too far in disrepair to effectively save for the cost, and the efforts failed. Between 1991 and 1996, the Kirkbride was demolished. A grand building, a piece of history, lost forever. Some historical photos exist online, and the cemeteries for the asylum are still open for the public to visit, although it does seem like it's rather rare for someone to visit them. I even attempted to contact the demolition company who had torn down the asylum to see if they had any additional information. But I had hit a dead end. I could not find any other photographs or any information about relics from the asylum that maybe had been saved or sold off. That is, until I met Gilbert. Gilbert runs the Our History in Ohio Facebook group and had collected tons of photos from Columbus State Hospital that he was willing to share with me, including the ones you are seeing in this video. And these aren't just historic photos, but photos of the insides of the building. A visual treasure trove. But that wasn't all, because Gilbert left me with one more piece of information. The stained glass windows and some woodwork from the asylum had been used at the Hilltop Library branch. Upon making my way to the Hilltop Library, One of the librarians confirmed what Gilbert had said, and she led me to one of the study rooms in the building. There, illuminated and encased in glass, was one of the original stained glass windows from the Kirkbride. It was beautiful and well preserved. However, it wasn't all good news. When I asked about the woodwork, she did inform me that at one point there had been beautiful woodwork from the asylum in the library. But at one point, when they renovated the building, the woodwork was removed. Unfortunately, she was unsure what happened to it, unsure if it had been tossed away or maybe was in storage somewhere that they didn't know about. And then one final lead came from my friend and fellow explorer Lucy, who had informed me that part of the floor at the Ohio State House was actually from the former Kirkbride building and had been moved from that site to the State House after the building was torn down. The Columbus State Hospital may no longer be standing, but pieces of it and its history are there for those willing to search. As long as these pieces of history are still held somewhere, it will always live on. I will continue to search for the Columbus State Hospital through its stories, its histories, and any relics that still exist from it. And please, if you have stories about the old state hospital, if you are aware where any other relics are, please let me know in the comments down below, because sharing our history is an important way to keep it alive. Thank you so much for watching.